Welcome to the help video for your second assignment titled Module 1 Assignment 2 Preparing for a Challenging Course. Let's have a look at the directions for this assignment and go through all of the steps together. Underneath directions down here, you'll read Part 1. Download the attached file Module 1 Assignment 2 Preparing for a Challenging Course document. Read the directions on that file and provide your responses for the first three sections titled A, B, and C. Once you've done that, you'll save your file as your last name space, first name space, module 1, assignment 2, and it needs to be a docx file for your instructor to open. So by clicking this link here on your assignment, it will populate the file I have opened on the right-hand side of the screen. The directions say to provide your answers for sections A, B, and C, and then save. So let's have a look at sections A, B, and C. Starting off with Part A, this part is worth 5 points. Identify a college class you're taking this semester which you consider to be the most challenging. If SLS is your only college course, then you'll complete the assignment using this course. If you're taking any other college class besides SLS 1101, we recommend that you use a different course. Once you've established that class, locate your syllabus and your schedule of activities for the course you selected. So have each of those items handy. It will help you complete this assignment. Once you've done that, respond to each of the following in 2 to 3 explanatory sentences. Explanatory sentences will provide relevant details and examples when necessary and connect responses to personal knowledge and experience. So the more deep and substantial your answers, the better. Let's have a look at the first 5 questions for Part A. Identify a course that you suspect will be a potential challenge for you and explain what about the class do you expect to be difficult. So here you'll provide the class you selected and go further into 2 or 3 additional sentences about why you expect that class to be a challenge. Move on down to question number 2. List and explain 3 facts you know about this course. Hint, you can check your syllabus. Is there an attendance policy? Is there a late work policy? Are there major assignments involved? Is there a research paper? Is there a capstone project? Is there a presentation? Is there a midterm? Look through the syllabus and find out more information about the class and list 3 facts here for question number 2. Question number 3. What are 3 questions you still have that are related to this course? So the syllabus won't cover everything. What are other questions that you hope to be able to find related to this class? These questions can be related to the course content or the policies of the class. So if something's missing from that syllabus, note that question here, and then in your own time, take it a step further and find out what the answers to these questions are on your own. Question 4. Identify what is the most difficult course that you have completed in your past and explain what specific strategies you practice to be successful in that class. So here we're going to set ourselves up for success in this current course by looking back into what you've done well before in the past. So what's a challenging class you had before that you had to personally overcome, and what strategies did you use to be successful in that class? Odds are the same mindset and mentalities that you used before in the past will help you in this current class as well. So list those items here for question 4. Question 5. Explain a challenge that you have overcome in your life that wasn't related to academics and compare that experience to being successful in the classroom. Because the truth is, the things that you put into play to overcome challenges in your life, whatever those challenges are probably the same skills that you'll need to be successful in the classroom. So identify what those items are here for question number 5 and provide your response. That finishes up Part A of the assignment, worth 5 points. Let's scroll down to Part B. This part is worth 10 points. Throughout Module 1, we've explored various topics which will help contribute to successful college experiences. Some of these skills include growth mindset, grit, responsibility and planning, academic integrity, emotional intelligence. Some of these items come from Part 3 of Module 1, so you might want to look ahead into exploring some more of these items. Respond to the following hypothetical situation and explain specifically how you can use these strategies to overcome a challenging situation. So for Part B, here's the situation. You're 1 month into a course you've identified in Part 1 of this assignment. Your grade has dropped to a 55%, so you're just below the passing boundary. You've fallen behind on your class assignments or readings, and your first exam is coming up in 1 week. You're worried you're going to fail the exam and lower your grade even further. Identify which strategy from Module 1 would best help you overcome this situation. in 2 to 3 sentences, define what this strategy means to you based off of your understanding of the Module 1 study activities, and then back that up with 3 to 5 sentences to explain exactly what you would do to turn this course around and be successful. Write your responses in the box below. So pay attention to those directions. You'll have between 5 and maybe 7 or 8 sentences here to back up this answer, and that's why it's worth 10 points. Let's scroll down to the final part of this template. It's part C, also worth 5 points. In Module 1, we talked about academic integrity and learned about the expectations of learning in college. However, there is plenty of help and support which you can use to help boost your performance in the classroom. So answer these questions based off the course you identified in Part 1. First, your instructor will likely provide you with help resources for this class. These can sometimes be found on your syllabus or just in Blackboard. Additional resources can be found under the Learning Support section of the IRSC website. It's the Student section. Find 3 help resources and list those below. So find 3 help resources that the college provides. An excellent help resource to include is your instructor's office hours for the course you identified. That's an excellent choice to provide for one of your resources, but find 3 total resources provided by the college or by your instructor or even by your textbook. Then move down to the second section here. In addition to the resources provided by the college and your instructors, there are a multitude of valid resources available on the internet. These can be websites that don't violate your academic integrity, video channels, study guides, pre-made flashcard sites, or just about anything that will help you prepare for your classes. Find 3 of those resources on your own related to the challenging class you're taking this semester and list those below. These need to be specific, so don't just list YouTube or don't just list Quizlet. List exactly what you found on YouTube or Quizlet or a practice exam you saw or an app you found in the App Store. Be specific here. Find 3 resources on your own to prepare you for that challenging class. That will finish up Part C. We'll move down to Part D and then we'll switch back over to the instructions from Blackboard. Part D. You're going to upload this file to your assignment this week, which is Module 1, Assignment 2, the discussion board. And after you do that, you're going to share your 3 help resources that you just found in the text field of the post. I'll show you what that looks like momentarily. Once you've submitted your post, you'll be able to see other students' submissions. Find a submission that also relates to the class that you identified as closely as possible. View the 3 help resources that that student provided and reply back to that student's post with which help resource would be the most helpful for you and why. So you're sharing help resources here amongst students from the classes that you find challenging and relating back to those students which of those is most helpful for you and why. So this is the file that you're going to upload to the message forum. Once you finish this file, be sure to save it under the heading that we mentioned before, last name, first name, M1A2 doc. Save that, and then we'll head back over to your discussion board in Blackboard. Okay, so we're back in Blackboard now. It says that Part 2 is to post to the M1A2 preparing for a challenging course discussion board by clicking the assignment title above. Once you click this assignment title, it will populate over our discussion board on the right-hand side. You can notice that there are no discussions here, and you won't see discussions until you post first to the discussion board. Once you get to the discussion board, you'll create a new thread by selecting this option here. Going back to our directions, it says once you type a new thread, type in the subject line your first name and last name, as well as the class you identified as being the most challenging for Part 1. For example, John Doe, MAT 1033. So in the subject line, I'll type in John Doe, MAT 1033, and continue on with the instructions. Part 4. In the message body, provide the 3 help resources that you found when completing Part 1. So that was the final part of the assignment template you just did. So provide the information for your help resource 1, help resource 2, and help resource 3. You'll type those directly into the message body, and that's all you need to type into the message body. Once you've done that, attach the rest of your work from Part 1 by selecting the Browse Your Computer option and uploading your completed Module 1 Assignment 2 file. So type your help resources here, and once you've done that, you'll use this attachment file here to browse your computer and upload the rest of your work. Once you've done that, click Submit, and that will attach your work to this file. Once you've submitted your post, you'll be able to see other student submissions. So for the last part of this assignment, you need to find a submission that relates to the class you identified as closely as possible. View that student's 3 help resources, and then reply back to that student which of those resources is the most helpful for you and why, and that will give you your full credit on this assignment. Once you finish your discussion board, click Submit at the bottom, and that will finalize your submission. Before you finalize your submission, you'll want to check your rubric to make sure that you're earning all the points possible by clicking here. That will populate your rubric we have over here on the right-hand side of the screen. Pay close attention to the column on the left and compare it to the column on the middle side here, which tells you how to get full credit versus partial credit. You want to be sure you're getting full credit on this assignment. For example, for the assignment template part A worth 5 points, partial credit comes in when responses are incomplete, less than 2 or 3 sentences, or not specific or meaningful. For example, I was having trouble in my high school algebra class, so I tried harder. That's not specific. Responses should be specific. So be sure to read through your rubric so you know how to maximize your points on the assignment. Once you've done that, be sure to submit your discussion board directly on that post that we just saw previously in the video. If you have any questions, reach out early to your instructors. Check back to this discussion board later on in the semester if you're having trouble in the class. Find those extra help resources provided by you and your classmates and use those help resources to be successful in those classes. I hope this helps, and good luck on your second assignment.